Hello. Oh dear. Where do I go? No, no. All right. Heading on to Facebook. Yep, there it is, I think. Now that's even later. All right, I remember how I did this last time. Sorry for the technical difficulties, and I know I'm running late. If you've been waiting, I'm sorry. Say hi in the comments below, and when I get the comments up, I'll answer you. Okay, that's not it. This is it. There we are. Hello, MJ. How are you? Good to see you here. Thanks for coming. That's what I need to do. Okay. I think I'm set up. All right. So, how is everyone? And I think I have my little notes over here. I'm doing them on the screen today. So I've been working on number 14, as you know. Did a little work on it this morning. Did a lot of work. I had to close. Hi, I'm great. Just busy. Was panicking, hoping I could get online on time, and was sending out all the emails. I think I'd have to figure out something else with the emails, because by the time I got them sent out saying it'll be 5 minutes before we start, it was time to start. So anyway, hope everybody who can comes. And if you're lurking out there, don't lurk. Say hello in the comments. Hello, Joel, sorry. Glad to see you. All right, so I closed all the browser screens, but I was working on researching airport security for the next book, number 14. And things are getting pretty tense, but I can't give you a lot of spoilers. I wish I could just tell you what I'm writing about, but that wouldn't be fun for you. I mean, it would be fun for the moment, but then it would spoil the book. But I'll say that it takes place in March, just a few weeks after the end of Vanishing Act. And Miranda and Parker are still dealing with the fallout of everything that happened at the end of Vanishing Act. So that'll be something to think about. So this is a busy time of year. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the United States. I hope you're going to have a very nice time with families and friends. Lots of turkey and dressing. We're planning on having some food here. And watching Hallmark movies. You might be doing that too. So I'm going to try to keep this short, which I'm not doing so far. But I did want to show you something that came this week. That's right. This is my new Miranda and Parker, Someone Else's Daughter mug. And it's on both sides here. I had some coffee in it yesterday, and it was very nice. It's pretty big. It holds a full 15 ounces, maybe a little bit more. But I was so excited. It looks really nice. I like the way the company did it. And they sent it in this, you can see this, styrofoam packaging. Both of these I wanted to show you. Because that way it was right in there. And very sturdy. No chance of it getting broken. So that was good. It's a really good company. I wanted to show you one more thing. Transition. That wasn't pleasant. Anyway, in the store, I did come up with one more item, which is the Parker Agency business card, which you can put your name on if you want to be an investigator in training. I thought that would be fun. Only did it on one side, so they don't allow this on both sides, but that's pretty cool, and it comes in white or black. Didn't have this capability on the travel mugs, but the cup is kind of fun. So just thought I'd show that to you. There we go. The link I put in the last video has 15% off till the end of the month. So, since the holiday's coming up, if you want to buy a gift, that would be great. I did not get any suggestions for what to put on the mugs, so I'm not going to do a giveaway today. I may try to think of something else as a prize, as a contest, some other challenge for you readers. Right now I'm trying to get back to the comments. Nope, that's the wrong place. There it is. All right. So, I promised you a reading from, this came today, it came this week too, someone else's daughter, actually last week, it's Monday. And as you can see, there's a strip along it. It says not for resale. They didn't used to do this, but I guess they're doing this now. And that's because I ordered a proof copy. So that was kind of interesting. If you get yours, you won't have that on it. So don't be alarmed. And so, yes, this is the second in the Miranda and Parker mysteries. And in this book, it starts out Miranda and Parker are at a steeplechase, and they are tailing a suspect, one of their clients' spouses, who they think is cheating. And of course, Miranda finds out that this person is indeed cheating, and she's just finished proving that. She's got a camera in her hat, and she recorded it. So, here we go. Pleased with herself, she straightened and leaned against the wall a moment to catch her breath. How's that for objectivity, Parker? No matter how she felt about the people involved in a case, she did her job. She was just about to head for the track when she heard the sound of a horse. Not the normal neighs and snorts you hear around a steeplechase, but a fierce, frenzied whinny. A wild screech pierced the air, and sharp banging like a round of gunshots. She felt the vibrations through the wall behind her, along with the sensation of icy fingers snaking down her nerves. Something was wrong, bad wrong. A man shouted. People began to dash toward a stall down the way, yelling like the barn was on fire. She turned and watched a heavy-set man rush to the angry horse. "Whoa, Calypso! What's wrong, boy?" Another man reached up and grabbed at the animal's rope, but it pulled out of his hands. "What's the matter with him? He's going berserk." Miranda caught a glimpse of the horse's head bobbing up and down in the stall. Then he reared into the air as if he'd suddenly gone mad, as if the enclosure was suddenly too small for him, and he was frantic to get out. The heavy-set man reached for this beast's halter, but couldn't catch hold of it. "I don't know what's wrong," he shouted to the other man. "I left for only a minute to get a bottle of water. He's never acted this way before." The horse came down on his front legs. He ducked his head, and the sharp bang, bang of his back hoofs hitting the stall shattered the air once more. There was another sound, too, like a dull thud. A crowd started together. "What's going on? What's wrong with that animal?" a woman shouted. Another man dared to step close enough to take a look at the enclosure. As soon as he did, his hand shot in the air. "There's someone in there! Get that horse out!" "Unhook the latches." There wasn't much of a barrier for the door, a movie theater-like rope, and a piece of canvas stretching over the opening. Someone got it open, and the chestnut bolted out, snorting furiously, his beautiful coat shimmering with sweat in the sunlight. He bucked and kicked his long, graceful legs in the air as though hornets were attacking him. The sight was as dazzling as it was bizarre. 3 strong men seized the animal's halter. Another peered into the stall. "It's Miss Langford," he shouted. "My God, what is she doing in there?" Shrieks came from the curious onlookers. Panic pumping through her veins, Miranda raced for the stall, pushing her way through the swarm of people. When she got to the barn, she peered through the mesh wire that fenced the upper part of the enclosure. The sight took her breath. Freshly torn and splintered by Calypso's hooves, loose boards hung from the back wall. The wood was punctuated by gaping holes. And there in the hay, beside the wall, lay the body of a woman. Miranda glared at the gawking crowd. "Isn't anybody going to do anything?" Too stunned to speak, the onlookers blinked at her. CPR. Her training took over, and she marched into the stall, went straight to the body. But as she leaned down, she saw the blueness of the woman's skin. A finger against her throat told Miranda she was dead. Good Lord. She'd seen dead bodies before. Too many recently. The bodies of children. But that didn't stop her gut from wrenching hard enough to give her a jolt of pain, her mind reeling fast enough to make her wobble. She struggled to get hold of herself, forced herself to breathe as she took in the scene. A girlish, blue-flowered sundress was wrapped around the dead woman. White gloves covered her hands. Delicate short curls, as red gold as Calypso's coat, lay tangled and matted in the hay. Mid-30s, maybe? Hard to tell from the face. The fragile cheekbones that must have been beautiful a few minutes ago were now broken and bruised in a lacerated mass of bleeding flesh. Her eyes were open, sea green, cat-like, mangled from the injury. They seemed to gaze in 2 directions at once. A smashed straw hat lay upside down next to her hand, as if she'd just taken it off, except that it too had been crushed by the animal's hooves. There was something under it. A piece of paper? Miranda felt dizzy. The stall suddenly seemed cramped and closed. A strong scent of booze came from the body, but there was also a mix of animal odor, the smell of death, and a man's cologne. "Desiree," a voice murmured behind her. Miranda spun around and saw a man standing behind her in the hay. Tall and rather thin, he was dressed in jeans, a tangerine suit coat, and teal and green tie. The festive colors seemed garishly out of place at this scene, like a dish of rainbow sherbet in a morgue. But the tie was askew, his coat a bit rumpled, almost like he'd slept in it. His streaky, bleached blonde, shoulder-length hair was thick and wild, and there was stubble under his lip. Tears stained his cheeks. His eyes blazed with shock and grief. He reached out for the woman as he stepped forward. "Desiree, darling, what have you done?" Instinct took over, and Miranda got to her feet. "Don't come any nearer, sir." Rainbow Sherbet focused on Miranda with a glazed look, as though he hadn't seen her until now. "I have to talk to her. I have to tell her something." Too late for that. The poor guy was in shock. She took a step, stubbornly blocking him. His face grimaced in anguish. "Let me pass. I have to talk to her. I have to tell her I love her." He lunged forward, his long-fingered hands awkwardly trying to push Miranda aside. "No, you don't, buddy." She grabbed his arm, quickly twisted it behind him in a classic move she'd learned long ago in one of her martial arts courses. She'd never dreamed she'd have to use it in a situation like this. "Let me go," he struggled, pulling against her. "Don't you understand? That's my wife lying there. So that's the start of the second mystery. What is Miranda gonna do? Let's see. Ashley. Hello. Glad to see you. So all right, I'm all out of notes. Already covered everything. So let me try to see what. No, that's not telling me anything. Wait a minute. This is. Okay, 16 minutes. I said I was going to keep it short because everybody's got a lot to do this week. And I'm still working on number 14, of course, and I'm going to keep plugging along. And I'll let you know when it's out, which will be sometime before the end of the year. Fingers crossed. All right. So thank you all so much for coming. And probably going to do this again next week. And I'm adding a new twist to the third book. I'm adding a new chapter 1 to that. You are the first to hear that. And I've been debating whether to add it, and I've decided to do it, and I may read from that, but it may not be next week. It may be the week after, unless I decide, because I haven't got the book here and I haven't finished the edits. So we'll see whether it'll be another Delicious Torment excerpt or a Forever Mine excerpt. All right, so I hope you all have a very happy Thanksgiving. And for you in the UK, I was going to look up what you do this time of year, and I didn't. And I'm sorry. Was researching airport security instead. But I hope you all have a wonderful week and a great time with your families. And see you next time. Bye-bye.